Free is our favorite word, like free refills. At Morgan & Morgan, our fee is free. You don't pay anything unless we win your case. Injured? Call Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.
It's free!
Talking with Mike Uva from Gamecock Central, fellow 1-3 guy. It's good to have you chatting with us today. South Carolina, are they going to be good at football, or was last year Shane Beamer's just a kind of a crazy start?
I mean, hopefully they're going to be able to carry that momentum. I'll tell you what, the buzz in the city right now, it's higher than it's been in quite some time. I think the biggest question now is, are they going to be able to turn it into something after last season? It's not even just being able to get 7 wins, it's being able to take advantage of the transfer portal. So I think for South Carolina right now, the buzz is higher than it's been in quite some time, with a lot of it having to do with, okay, not just 7 wins, but being able to get guys like Spencer Rattler and taking advantage of that portal.
Is Shane Beamer more likable than Will Muschamp, or is it simply just wins and losses?
I think when you get to know both of them, they're both great people. They're just very different in how they go about things. Shane's just more open. You know, what you see is what you get. There's not going to be too much, worrying about, okay, this is what I'll say in front of the camera. I mean, he'll be a little bit smarter, of course, just like any coach will be, but truly he is as authentic as they come. And I think that's one of the beauties about why his players love him so much, is because, like, where you stand with him. It's not going to be some used car salesman stuff. I'm not saying Will is, because as soon as I say that, no, he's a very genuine, authentic guy. And I think if you want to have success as a coach, you need to be able to do that now more than ever, especially through the portal. Because if not, someone will call you on your number, will say he'll BS, and then they'll leave.
What does Spencer Rattler have to do to meet expectations in year one? They're pretty high.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think when you look at what South Carolina has had from a quarterback standpoint over the last couple of years, this is the best they've had in quite some time. Even from just like a recruit standpoint, I mean, this is the highest. You'd have to go back before the on-3 recruiting ratings, before recruiting ratings in general, because I know we've only been around for a year for on-3, back to when Todd Ellis was there and he played with Sterling Sharp. So I say all that because I think with him more than anything, it's being able to be consistent and get this offense into a position where it's like, okay, when they take the field, you actually expect them to score instead of, oh God, all right, could be a 3 and out. So I think with South Carolina more than anything, he's going to be judged, unfortunately, probably by the wins, losses than anything else. I mean, if he has a good statistical year, then it's going to be hard to argue that, but I think a lot of fans are looking at him saying, okay, hey, can you get us to 7 wins? Can you get us to 8 wins? And be able to just improve from where they were last season.
So when you look at the schedule, what's the floor, what's the ceiling for South Carolina, wins, loss-wise?
Oh, boy. I'm still looking through it from a regular season standpoint. Ceiling, I would say 8 wins in the regular season. The floor could be, I'd say maybe 5 wins. I think it all comes down to how quickly Spencer Rattler and this offense can get acclimated to one another. When you look at how difficult the schedule is early on, go to Arkansas week 2, you play Georgia at home week 3. If they start the year off 1-2, do they feel sorry for themselves? Do they listen to all the people griping? Because as great as everything is in South Carolina right now, they start 1-2, everyone's going to be like, Shane Beamer, he's not ready to be a head coach. I believed it a year ago. It was all luck last season. Rattler, he's dried up. So it's how can they respond to the adversity early on if it does hit.
Yesterday, a player at Missouri stirred up a ruckus around the Big Blue Nation because he said that Kentucky's more of a rival than Arkansas. He sees it as a rivalry. Is there a similar dynamic with South Carolina? What do South Carolina fans think about Kentucky?
They think that they've been a thorn in their backside for like the last decade. So I think when it comes to Kentucky, what Stoops has been able to build over the last couple of years is impressive. I think any Gamecock fan would say that to you, regardless if Kentucky, I mean, obviously we know what they did last season, but even when Kentucky hasn't had the greatest of seasons, South Carolina, they don't overlook them by any means. I think it's one of those games, though, that the Gamecocks truly just want to be able to beat because it feels like they're the monkey on their back, right? They want to be able to get that monkey and throw it off. So even though they beat Kentucky a couple of years ago, it's a team that they feel like they should be able to beat consistently if they want to get to that point. And they have to be able to get to that. If you want to be able to finish, whether it be second in the SEC East or third, whatever, Kentucky's that team that's in your way right now. And until you can prove that you can beat them consistently, there's not much you can say. You just got to give respect to what the Wildcats have been able to do.
We'll find out this fall at Kroger Field in Lexington. Mike, appreciate it.
Appreciate it.